Hello and welcome to this introductory presentation about your ACCA F5 Performance Management course. I'm a subject specialist with BPP and the aim of this presentation is to guide you through the syllabus and the exam format for your exam. So we're going to start off then by thinking about what is in the F5 exam. It builds very much on F2, Management Accounting, and it's the middle paper in the Management Accounting section of the ACCA qualification. This is a brief overview of the syllabus. There's more detail available at the front of your course notes if you wish to read up in advance. Syllabus Area A then is about the different techniques then which can be used to assist management. So here we're looking at things like activity-based costing, target costing, life cycle costing, throughput accounting and environmental management accounting. These techniques then aim to give management accountants more information on which decisions can be made. So it leads nicely into the second syllabus area, which is about those decision-making techniques. You would be expected to select and apply appropriate techniques to facilitate business decisions and make the best use of scarce resources within an organisation. So techniques like linear programming will be used here and break-even analysis. It also includes appreciating the risks and uncertainty inherent in these decisions. So we'll be looking at risk and uncertainty and how they affect decisions. And there'll also be some short-term decision making with techniques like relevant costing. Moving on to syllabus area C then, it's about budgeting and control. So setting the right budget, working out which technique is appropriate and managing that performance. So looking at what has actually been achieved and using it as a control technique. The biggest area of the syllabus here then is going to be concerned with variance analysis. And this builds very much on the knowledge gained from F2. So you need to be very happy with your basic variances. Finally then we've got syllabus area D, which is about performance measurement and control. The whole paper is about performance management and all of the techniques that you look at, you should appreciate how they can be used for performance management. But in this specifically, in this final session, we're looking at using techniques to assess performance, both financial and non-financial performance from internal and external aspects of the organisation. For many students, their F5 exam is going to be the first one which is going to encompass all three of the different types. So it's worth spending a little bit of time familiarising yourself with these question types before you start studying. Though as you go through your studies, you'll get very used to these as you practice lots of different question types. So there are three different sections to the exam. Section A then are 15 multiple choice questions, each of which are worth 2 marks. And you either get the 2 marks or you get 0. There's no half marking or credit for workings here. In section B then, there will be 3 multiple choice questions, which are like mini cases, and they'll be worth 10 marks each. Each one will be split down into 5 shorter questions worth 2 marks. And again, it will be all or nothing on the marking there. Finally then, in section C, we've got what were traditionally known as the long questions, but which are the constructive response questions. 2 questions, each worth 20 marks, and go into a lot more detail on one syllabus area. These will be human marked, and so there will be credit for workings, layout, referencing, and approach will be very important there. So the exam itself then is 100 marks, but you don't have to get 100 marks in order to pass. In fact, the pass mark is 50%, but you should be aiming for more than that. The exam itself lasts for 3 hours and 15 minutes, and there's no longer any separate reading time. The exam is very approximately 50% numerical and 50% discussion, but it does vary from sitting to sitting. I mention that because many people think of F5 as being very calculation based, and a lot of the techniques have calculation elements and aspects to them, but you need to understand and explain the techniques and their implications for performance management in order to score well in the exam. So you need to think about what this means when you're doing a calculation. The ACCA are rolling out computer-based exams from September 2016 for F5, and there are some slight differences in the exam format. However, the content and what you're going to be tested on remains exactly the same. For both exams then, Section A and B are very similar. It's just that the computer-based exams will have more different question types. So the paper-based exam will be multiple choice questions only, so you'll be choosing A, B, C or D, whereas the computer-based exams will have OTQs. OTQs could be an MCQ, but they could also be number entry, where you type the correct number in the box so you don't have one to choose from, choosing from a drop-down menu, matching answers to statements, etc. In the Section C, the scenarios and the requirements will be the same, but instead of having to write them onto paper, in the computer-based exam you'll be typing them into either a word processing document or a spreadsheet. The software for these computer-based exam Section C questions is intuitive and straightforward to use, especially for those students who already have basic Microsoft Word and Excel skills. But the important message is that the content is the same regardless of the type of exam that you're choosing. That's it for the introduction. I hope that you enjoy studying for your F5 exam. Good luck.